I'm going to start now to prepare the Financier sponge cake, Almond Financier sponge cake. First thing I have to do is I need to start cooking my beurre noisette or brown butter. Beurre noisette, it gives a nice and aromatic flavor for my Financier, and it gives also nice and golden brown color from the visual aspect. So to cook brown butter, beurre noisette, we just place the butter in a saucepan and we take a whisk. Make sure to not put your induction to the maximum speed because the butter might be burned quickly, so you need to take care of that. Just make sure that you control by your eye, and you always mix from time to time to avoid that the butter will stick from the bottom of your pan, and then you will have something not good, not aromatic, and you will spoil your butter. So we keep going like that. I mix with my whisk. It's very important to start to cook the butter because the butter has to cool down separately on the side before I proceed by mixing all the rest of the ingredients. So the butter should be golden brown. We transfer it on the side in a container and I will leave it to cool down on the table before I proceed with my recipe. I don't know if you can hear the sound, but now we say the butter is singing. And this is very, very romantic, and especially if you work in a dark place, in a good kitchen, and then you see the butter like this singing, and we say in French, le beurre il chante, and this is amazing, really. It's very good. When the butter starts to make a mousse on the top, start to have a mousse, that's a good sign that the butter is almost nearly done. So now I can see the mousse start to get form on the top. So now the mousse, voilà, beurre noisette, beautiful. I'm going to start to prepare the Financier sponge cake. After the first step, I caramelized my butter. Now my butter is on the side, and I just keep it to cool down in the bowl, and we'll leave it on the side, and then we can process the recipe. And then at the end, I will add the butter. So the butter has to be done at the beginning. Put it on the side, let it cool down, and then you can start to prepare your rest of the ingredients. To start with, we have roasted almond powder. So I'm going to put it in a mixing bowl. Sifted icing sugar. There we go. So I will mix everything manually like this just to make sure that everything is perfectly homogène. It's like almost TPT, temps pour temps, when you start your macaron. You mix always almond powder and icing sugar. So this is the same process. So dry ingredients, salt in, almond powder, icing sugar, salt. We just mix with a whisk. I'm gonna add now the flour, sifted flour of course. It's very easy to do Financier, very, very simple. One of the biggest classic of French pastry, and usually it's served as a petit four, a small petit four rectangular shape. You can serve it with coffee, tea. It's very nice. So now I will add my inverted sugar. Inverted sugar is to give you nice souplesse and nice softness for your Financier. If you don't have inverted sugar, you can substitute with honey. That can work also. And the honey gives a nice flavor and nice aroma for the Financier. And the most important part is to add egg white at room temperature. The egg white should be at the same temperature of your rest of the ingredients. If you add cold egg white, bye-bye stability, your Financier will be like sponge, won't be tender anymore. So room temperature egg white. Now I start to mix everything with a paddle attachment just to have something really very, very smooth. So after I add my egg white, I mix for 2-3 minutes to have something homogeneous and smooth. I'm going now to add the golden caramelized brown butter on the top, like this. And this is what's going to give the taste, the aroma, and the beautiful and magic color for my financier. So after we mix the financier, I add the butter in the machine. I just finalize with my hand like this to make sure that we have very smooth texture. I'm gonna now reserve this financier in the fridge. Make sure you put a plastic wrap in contact just to avoid a dry skin, and then leave it 12 hours in the fridge before we start using it for the next step. I will bake in the convection oven. Ideally, it's better if you have a static oven without fan. If you don't have static oven, you can bake in a convection oven. Make sure the fan is really the minimum. We need really to cook it slowly. That's why it takes time and it's low temperature. So I will put the fan number 1 only. So very slow cooking process. I don't want development. I don't want the cake to be dry. I think it looks amazing. You need to make this cake and share your impressions